Hey movers, thanks for showing up with me today. We are practicing Warrior One. So we're gonna break it down. I have some new tips for you. So I call this Warrior One 2.0 because it's really helped me avoid knee pain, back pain, lower back pain especially. And just overall, it's helped me to elevate this pose. So I hope it helps elevate yours as well. So let's go ahead and start at the top of your mat in Tadasana here. And we're gonna start on the right side. So we're just gonna take that left leg back. And the first new tip I'm gonna tell you is to bring those feet about hips distance apart, all right? I used to practice with my feet a little bit closer with that kind of traditional stance of heel to heel or heel to arch of the foot. And I really realized over time that just didn't feel good for my lower back. So helping myself here, I'm going to take my feet a little bit wider to about my hips distance. Making sure that the back foot is at a nice 45-degree angle so it's not at a 90, and then we're trying to square those hips that will torque the knee. So just be aware of a nice 45-degree angle on that back foot. And then bend a little bit deeper. Okay, and just take note of where your hips are in space. So if you feel that your pelvis is opening to the side, okay, I want you to just check in really. It starts at the foundation with your feet and with the placement. So your hips are squared towards the top of the mat and then you're gonna reach the arms up. Now just feel into your position here and just take note, what does it feel like? Does it feel all right? Even in this position for me, because my lower back is a bit more sensitive, I do feel a little pull on my lower back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come off of that front knee a little bit. For those of us who need a little bit deeper, I invite you to bend deeper. Okay, but if you're like me, I'm just gonna come off that front knee a little bit, but I'm still grounding through the front heel. I'm really pressing down through the front heel. And then from my torso, from my trunk, I'm really trying to draw the ribs down and draw the belly in, okay? So that I neutralize my center to avoid that extra lower back pain. Now, if you're still in this pose with back pain, I'm gonna have you take the torso and the arms and just open a little bit to the left. So you're kind of at a diagonal. And this is another variation that's great as well to avoid kind of that lower body pinch or the lower back pinch. Okay, and just breathe here. And circle the arms all the way down. We're gonna step the back foot forward, shake it out. So that was kind of your first taste of Warrior One on that side. As we go into the second side, see how it feels this time. See if you need to make any changes. Maybe you want to widen your stance a bit. Okay, let's go. Take that right leg back. Now remember, first thing is we're going to check in with our placement. Feet are about our hips distance. Notice what's going on in the hips. Can you square them more to the front? Take note of what's happening with that back foot, the angle. Try to press down into the out. Oop. Catch your balance first. Press down into the outer edge of the front foot and then bend a little bit deeper. Now I notice for me on this side that I can bend deeper than my other side. And I have less lower back pain on this side. Reach the arms up. Draw the belly, the ribs in. Really lengthen up through the arms. Notice the grounding of that front heel. Breathe. Maybe you want to take that same variation of opening the torso slightly to the right. You're at a diagonal. And maybe halfway through, like I mentioned before, you feel that you can lengthen your stance even more. Go ahead and circle the arms all the way back. Let's step that back foot forward. Shake it out a little bit. Whew, sweating a little bit just from doing those Warrior Ones. So Warrior One is one of those poses that's practiced in almost every single yoga class. It's super common, but if you're, like I said, if you're like me and you're experiencing any pain, try those tips. Feet hips distance, maybe come off of that front knee a little bit if you're having any pain. Make sure the knee is stacked over that ankle. Turn the torso a little bit to the side. Do what works for you. Remember, we always adjust the pose to fit the body rather than adjusting our body to fit the pose. So I hope this worked for you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.